Hello, and welcome to another episode of Balatro. If you've been watching my last few episodes, you've been watching me lose a lot. And when I play unrecorded, I play on the blue deck to make myself feel better. You can see I just won on the blue deck, made it to ante 9. Blue deck is so good. I need to figure something else out for the black deck. I've won with it once, technically. I have a recorded run that was like a guaranteed win if I didn't mess up. Maybe you watched that one. I want to get an actual win though, recorded, and so I've been grinding it out on these recordings, and I keep not getting there. So we're gonna move on for now. I think next episode will come right back, but for now, just to break up the trudge, we're gonna play the Magic deck. I can't guarantee that this is a win either. Let's kind of refresh our state of mind. Gold stake is hard. Gold stake is very hard. We've beaten it on red, blue, yellow, and green, which are some of the best decks. Magic deck has always been a struggle for me, so let's just be cautious. I tend to play games better when I believe that they are difficult. All sorts of games, I am like that. Alright. I think we go for the diamond flush. We could go for the spade flush, but we're just as likely to get the diamond flush, and the diamond flush has higher cards showing right now, so we look for diamonds. 9-10 jack is cool, but it's not as useful as going for the diamond flush. So now we can like do some calculation. No, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you would want to play the pair because the pair is a better hand to dump than high card, especially a pair of jacks. But the flush plus high card gets us there anyway, so there's no point stressing over it. And it is going to have to be the flush plus high card because we got a 2 as our last diamond. If this was instead, you can see we were 16 short, so if it were, it would have to have been 4 higher. So if it was the 8, 9, jack, queen, or king, so 5 other diamonds that it could have been, we would have won. But instead we lost. We'll go ahead and win with a straight flush. I was going to say we'll go ahead and win with a flush to get flush as having been played twice. But this is a straight flush, which means as far as hand types being played, it's not as good to spread them out. But that's okay. There was no way to get another flush there, of course. I would love to use the Magician, and yeah, use the Fool to get a bunch more Magicians. Seems powerful. We only have $6. So if we take the Magician, we can't take a Buffoon pack. But I think that's okay. Getting 6 lucky cards in ante 2 is very nice. So let's put them on the diamonds while we look for the diamond flush. Okay. So we can make you lucky. We can make you lucky. And we can save the last one if we want. I think we should not. I think we should just play it. The reason why is because every time you play a lucky card, the 1 in 15 chance to win $20, that's, if you divide 20 by 15, that's, what does it come out to? 4/3. So basically, you earn $1.3 on average every time you play a lucky card. So I don't want to miss out on. In fact, like because of that fact, sometimes it's better to just lose a hand to play a lucky card because a hand is worth $1, but a lucky card in theory is worth $1.3. The problem with that is that we are risk averse, meaning the expected utility is different from the expected value. So while the expected value is 1.3-ish dollars, the expected utility, like the expected actual realized gain, on average is much worse because the 14 and 15 times that you don't win, it's more important to have just like take in the dollar rather than the small times that you get the $20. $20 is really nice, but it's too unlikely. We got lucky such that we were able to win the round in one hand, so that's good, but we didn't get lucky such that we got more money. And that's okay. So we could pick this voucher because Overstock is a really good voucher, and this is our last chance to buy it. The question is, are we strong enough right now? With some lucky cards, like, kind of. If we're not shown the diamond flush, it's hard to get the lucky cards played, though. This is a tricky decision. Would I rather have the extra shop slot forever, or $10 now plus $2 of interest for probably like the next 6 rounds? Probably the money, right? So if I'm gonna like spend money to not get stronger, excuse me, I would rather just not spend money so the interest can help me stockpile. So we could look at a pack here. I don't know what hand I'm going for. I know I've played 2 flushes, but and a straight flush, so I know it, like it's kind of seems like we're flush gamers, but flush is just the easy hand to go for in ante 1. And I'm not even very likely to see a Jupiter. Hmm. So I suppose we go for the club flush. Alternatively, we can play a 2-pair with a lucky card in it. But it also makes the flushes very hard. Because we have 4 clubs, we're just gonna play patiently and go for the club flush. 9, 10, jack. Yeah, we have no queen, otherwise I would do the straight with the lucky card. So we play this flush. We only have 2 kings left. Well, right now we're looking at 2 of each suit, but we have the most hearts left. So maybe we play high card with the lucky, and then look for the heart flush with the last discard. Oh, it did get lucky, which means we just get to win in 1 there. That's very nice. Permanent to-do list? I don't think so. We need to get stronger, so we look for some jokers. Huh. An early madness is pretty good. I've won a lot of rounds with madness. It definitely has the power to do it. To the moon, like, seems great. It's like $3 extra per round starting now. I don't know. At most, it's $5 extra per round, which is not even that much, right? But the other obvious glaring problem is, like, we can't go into the next round on $15 without getting stronger. So if we take To the Moon, we have to spend money anyway to still try and get stronger. And I don't even know what that way would be, since the shop doesn't help me get stronger very easily. It has a rental joker, I think, that gives me some multiplier. The water is not a huge deal. Okay. The tags aren't worth taking. It's a it's a rental misprint. Not really what I'm into. Not really my speed. Also, I mean, we just get eaten by madness, yeah. Straight flush is not doable, and I don't want to-do list around forever. Madness wants you to pick Eternal Jokers, but this is not the one. So Madness takes us up to 1.5x, which means a good flush, instead of scoring 300, scores 450. That's pretty sketchy, right? Because 2 of those would only be 900. 2 good flushes, and then we would need 200 more points. Would a 2-pair get us there if we had 20, 40, 50 times 3. No, it wouldn't. So two good flushes and a good two pair wouldn't win. So what does this mean? What does this mean for us? We either have to take the wasteful voucher for a guaranteed minor buff to how well this round goes by letting us dig one more time for a good flush. Something, something. Or we have to roll, spending $5 with no guarantee of any value. It's also quite unlikely for us to find anything of value because if it's not eternal, madness will eat it. So I think we have to take the wasteful voucher and then just pray that somehow we're able to find enough good cards. So we could go for the heart or the club flush. The heart flush looks like it scores more, yeah. Actually, it's extremely close. But I think the heart has one more chip in it. Ace 6 and 4 versus 9, 6 and 5. So we discard. Please give me the heart flush. Didn't get it. We didn't get it. It's pretty bad. 3, 4, 5, 6 is not really worth looking for. I think we just have to look again. We lose the lucky card, lose another ace, lose a diamond. And that's just the reality of the situation. Yeah, and then we miss again. That's pretty unlikely to happen, I think. Look at 8 cards. No, we got one of them was a heart. We needed more than one to be. We needed 2 to be a heart. After looking at 8 cards in our 43 card deck. So yeah, it's hard to calculate the odds of having missed this flush this much. It could be that we need to like try and get lucky now. I don't think yet. Okay, this is a good flush. It's like especially good. So yeah, it's a little bit more than 450. Okay, and we're getting another good flush put together here. Like if we get lucky on one of these lucky cards, we can definitely win. First, we need to still find the flush. We need one more diamond. There are only 4 left. So it's extremely unlikely that we find the diamond here. It could be that we play a 2 pair. If we need to get lucky either way, then I guess it doesn't matter, huh? If we look at the diamonds we have left, they're not lucky. So we've got these 3 lucky cards. If none of them get lucky, we cannot win. Full stop. Like if we search for the diamond flush this way. So if we do this, then we have 2 2s and 2 kings left over to try and do a pair of kings or a pair of 2s with another lucky card. I guess we could always do high card on the king anyway. So basically, we guarantee that we get to roll for lucky twice. We don't get to roll for lucky 3 times, which we would get to do if we did this. But we guarantee that we get to roll twice. Because if we do this, we don't usually get to roll 3 times, right? We need to get 1 diamond, and there are only 4 in there. So I think we take the guarantee that we get to roll twice on lucky, rather than the small chance that we get to roll 3 times with the much more likely chance that we only get to roll once. Unlucky. So if the jack gets lucky, we're okay. It does not. And then if the 2 gets lucky, we're okay. We did not. Oh, it was good enough anyway, though. Curious. Barely. How odd. Okay, okay, take a look at this. Eternal, which means Madness doesn't destroy it. Banner, giving us chips for discards, and we just picked up the discard voucher. This is a pick 100% of the time. And then we fight. And now Madness is much more powerful. Now we want to save our discards. So what are we looking for? Are we looking for a flush still? A diamond flush like this? Yeah, this makes sense. Are we going to discard it or are we going to play it? Let's play it. Nice, we get the diamond flush. Does this win? Having used no discards with the banner? No, not quite. That's okay. So now we can look for the lucky cards. We have a lucky king, jack, and 10. 2 also. So maybe if we keep the 2 around like this. Um, wow, 4 of a kind on 3s. A pair wins, right? So we just keep the, does a pair win? It's 10, 16. Yeah, I mean, at least after one more discard it wins. Yeah, we only need 18 points. A high card wins. So what we're doing here is we're looking for another king so we can play a 2 pair so we have more chances to get lucky when we score the winning hand like this. Which we got. So now we play 2 pair. Now both lucky cards score. So now maybe we get $20. We did not, but that's okay. We did optimize for it, which is good. Runner is a lot of chips, but it just gets eaten by madness because it's not eternal. Okay. Strength doesn't really do anything for us. We're powerful enough for... Oh, no, we're not, because we start with 0 discards. What do we do then? We can't do anything. I mean, strength can help us find like a 4 of a kind or something. Yeah, that's the only way to win here. So are we going for 4 of a kind on 8s, since we have 2 of them? Kind of makes sense. I mean, we could just play a full house. How good is a full house? On 3 and 4. Or I'm sorry, on 4 and 8. We turn the 3 into a 4, the 7 into an 8. So full house is 40 times 4, so 40, and then the 8s are going to be up to 64, and then the 4s will take us up to 72. So it'd be 72 times 4, which is 144 times 2, which is 288. And then times 2 for madness is less than 600. So what is that telling me? I have no idea what that's telling me. The nice thing about that is it leaves behind 3 clubs. But we just established that, I mean, we can always get lucky too. Might be that we have to get lucky, which means this is a pretty good play because it scores the lucky card right away. And plays 5 cards to look for the most number of cards possible. But it might be that we don't need to get lucky. We know that we don't need to get lucky if we get a 4 of a kind, right? I think a 4 of a kind on 8s would just win. I'm not sure. We can do the math real quick. 68 times 4 is 32, so it goes up to 92 times 7 times 2, so times 14. So 92 times 14. If we called out 100 times 14, that's 1,400. It wouldn't win right away, but I think it would win after you count the other 3 high cards we play. So the question is, what is our chances, excuse me, of seeing another 7 or another 8? There are 5 of them in here? That's pretty high. I think it's better than our chances of, if we go for this play this full house with the strength. I think it's better than our chances of finding basically 2 more good hands. Or not finding 2 more good hands, but getting lucky a single time. And when I say good hands, I mean flushes or full houses or straights. The 4x multipliers, right? Because that's what matters since we have our only Joker power is a 2x multiplier. So the base multiplier on the hands is what makes it a good hand or not. Right. So the chance of we'd need 2 more good hands. We'd have 3 clubs, but we'd be tossing a club. So we'd have 9 clubs in here, we'd need 2 of them. Which is worse than having 5 cards in here that we just need 1 of, which is what happens with the 8s and the 7s. So, sorry, I know that was a long explanation, but this is an explanation to say we play the high card digging for the 7s and 8s to use the strength on 1 or 2 7s to guarantee a 4 or 5 of a kind, which is guaranteed to win the round in 4 hands. 4 of a kind plus 3 high cards, I'm pretty sure gets there. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure. And there we go, right away. So we get 4 of a kind on 8s. Actually, this doesn't get there. I did the math, right? I did like it's 14 times 92, which is like a little bit less than 1,400, which means we'd still need a good hand after this. But I don't think it's right to look for another 8. There are only 2 of them, so we have to go for the consolation of a heart flush afterwards. It was even less than I thought. Well, we have ace 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hopefully we can scrape something together. Yeah, a 2 pair doesn't do it. That's too bad. The other play might not have won either. I don't know if it was more or less likely. Wow, this almost won. I really felt, yeah, and this goes to show that like my instinct that we could scrape together the remaining chips was not unfounded. Like we were 8 chips away. We'll give it one more shot. Give it one more shot. Play slowly, play carefully. This is great. We want to do this so that way we can actually use the fools sooner rather than later. Skipping the small blind means we miss out on like $2, so what? I would pay $2 for Mega Arcana pack every day. So we can do Hanged Man or Chariot. I mean, we can do both, but do we want to do a bunch of Hangmans or a bunch of Chariots? Probably a bunch of Chariots. It's kind of close though. Chariot on a 10 and then maybe Hangman some 8s, and then in the next round we can use the Fool to Hangman some more stuff. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Chariot the 10, Hanged Man the 8s. And then we're going to use this for some more Hanged Men on whatever we want, like 3 and 4. And then maybe we just discard looking for aces. Okay. We've got a full house on aces. Alternatively, we can use this to delete a couple more 2s. Probably better to just play the full house on aces. It doesn't win, but that's okay. And then we use the Hangman to delete another 4 and 3. And then we look for the 9s. Three of a kind on nines would be good. Nah, I didn't get it. That's okay. We just play. What do we play? I guess we play. We still need 150, so we look for the flush. Okay, and we get it. One hand left over, not great, but we've also deleted 6 cards from our deck, and we have a steel card in our deck. This is silly. Not very powerful, for sure. Scholar would be interesting if it wasn't rental. But instead I'm going to look at a Buffoon pack. An Eternal Golden Joker. It's a lot of money. It's just around for the long haul, which might not be good. But I think that might be okay. We've gotten our deck a lot more powerful than your deck would normally be at this point. So we can actually go for more tricky hand types, which means we might not need as all 5 jokers to squeeze out scoring value for us. What we might need is just money to make sure we can keep up the pace. Unfortunately, I would love to take the delayed gratification, but I don't think it's reasonable to win the goad without using discards. And even if we do, it'll probably be at the cost of a hand or something. And since this is rental, it is only net $1. Net $1 every round, but also it costs us an interest if we're not buying the Arcana pack. Which I guess we probably should. We should buy the Arcana pack, right? Yeah, we should. Another Chariot's pretty good. Put it on a 9. Mult cards are also pretty good, right? Weren't we offered? No, we were offered bonus cards there. Not as good. Still very good. I mean, I like mult cards, but... Or, I like bonus cards, but this is better. Okay, spade cards are debuffed. We have 9 clubs, so it's pretty reasonable to go for the club flush here. I guess we just play a pair, because a pair is a decent hand to play. It's got a debuffed card, though. I don't know about that call. It was a weird call. It's like a similar thing here. We could play the pair, but it's got a debuffed card. This time it's an ace, though. Like, the reason we would play this instead of discard it is if we believe we have to use hands to dig anyway. That might not be true. It might not be true at this point. It's feeling a lot more true now that we missed again on the clubs. So we play this pair. Hopefully get a club, and then we have one more discard to look for the last flush, or full house, or whatever it is we stumble into. This is a pretty good flush. It has a 2, so it's not phenomenal, but it's okay. Dang, I should have looked at the boss blind when I chose my steel card. That sucks. This is a huge liability. So what's the plan? We have no 9s left. We have 1 king left. Do we want to go for another flush? That doesn't seem very likely. Doesn't seem likely at all. But it has to be a 4 mult hand to win unless we get the steel 10. Even then, I don't think a 2 mult hand wins. So I guess we look for a straight. Like this, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. Oh, okay, 3 of a kind on steel. Means that the mult goes up to 4.5. So it's 30, 50, 50 times 4.5. 50 times 4 is 200. Wow, this is off by, let's see, 25 would be 87. So this is off by 13. What does this look like? It's times 4, and it's, no, this wins for sure, right? 30, 40, 50, 60 times 4 is 240, which would be enough. And I didn't count even the 9 extra chips from the 9. Okay, we've deleted more spades and hearts than clubs and diamonds. So flushes are marginally easier to go for. On the other hand, Jumbo Arcana and Buffoon Pack are pretty good to spend money on. With my smaller hand size, buffing cards is more valuable. So here, for example, we can buff a 10 and a 5. Or we can start making things diamonds. And go for flush strategies. All club cards are debuffed. Lucky cards are pretty nice though, early on. They're okay. Like they're good kind of for money reasons, actually more than mult reasons, because you can't actually rely on the multiplier, so it makes it tricky to evaluate them that way. And the money reasons I think matter a lot less because we have a golden joker. So as far as scoring reasons here, I think just making flushes better by turning our spades and hearts into diamonds is much better. And then maybe we just take the Jupiter. Yeah. Make sure we're strong enough for the small blind here. So we discard looking for the diamonds. No, we play 4 of a kind. Which scores pretty well, halfway there. Now we just need 2 more diamonds. We have a few to look for. Yeah, we've got 10 diamonds to look for. Let's just use the discard and keep the steal card. A little greedy to keep the steal. 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen is good enough with the steal. Just barely, actually. I didn't do the math. So I'm glad we were correct about that. We've gotten rid of spades, so this is terrible. Jumbo Arcana is good, though. I think we keep taking tarot cards. Double our money is bad. Death would be good if we had any diamonds. What the heck, man? That's got to be unlikely to draw 8 cards with no diamonds when you have 15 diamonds and a 46 card deck. Okay, so what's the play then? Turn a 4 into an ace? Sure. This is scary. 1500 is quite a bit harder. Do we want to look for a full house? With 2s? I suppose. Or 4 of a kind on 2s, of course. I think we keep looking. We also want to see the steel card, yeah. Although steel card is fighting with our full house now. So we probably just play the 3 of a kind. It scores mediocre. But then we score a flush, which scores very well. With the, oh, it didn't score as well as I thought it would. So 3 of a kind versus full house. This is much better. It's only a 4 multiplier, but it's quite a few more chips. Actually, I'm not sure if it's better. Now we need to do the math again. 30, so this is 60 times 4.5. 60 times 4 is 240 plus 60 times 0.5, 270, so that's not enough. Okay, so either this has to be enough or we lose. I feel like it's not actually. No way, yeah. Dang. How much time we got? Nah, I don't have enough time. We're gonna have to wrap the episode there with 2 recorded losses on the Magic deck. Come on, I'm supposed to be good at this game. The black deck is supposed to be the hard one, not the Magic deck. I will say Magic deck has always been hard for me. I don't know if I play it wrong. I thought this was a really good use of the tarot cards, the Hanged Men, small deck strats, get the flush upgraded, get the steel cards, but removing 6 cards from your deck just doesn't add nearly enough consistency. So you have a 52 card deck. It's like you remove uh, like a ninth, 1/9 of your deck, which is not even enough to change the expected outcome from a single hand, because a single hand is 8 cards, not 9 cards. So yeah, I think if I were to do that differently, I would add. Adding more steel cards isn't good in the early game. I guess I would just hold on to the Fools. I would open that original tarot pack, see the Hangman, see the steel, do both of those things, but then hold on to the Fools until I see a planet card. Because later on we see a Jupiter card in the shop, and it actually would have been pretty sweet to just upgrade Jupiter 3 times, and like now we have a winning strategy. So I think we did learn something. I hope you don't mind watching losses. This is my 4th episode of losses in a row. But this is on a different deck. We're experimenting, we're filling it out. And hopefully if you play this game along with me, this gives you a sense of, I don't know, reality to the games that I'm playing. Sometimes I watch these Balatro YouTubers that only record like crazy runs, and it feels like, why am I struggling so much with this game? It's a hard game. Sometimes it's good to watch some losses. I like to record wins more than losses. I like to get wins more than losses, but that's okay. I appreciate the support, and I hope to see you next time when we will be winning. Fingers crossed.